Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Stephen Jones details Cowboys' main priority when looking for new offensive coordinator. The Dallas Cowboys are searching for a new offensive coordinator after they hired Brian Schottenheimer as their new head coach. So, as the search begins, what are some of key elements the Cowboys are looking for in an offensive coordinator? There's one thing that stands out to Executive Vice President Stephen Jones: the team's run game. "We want to be able to run the ball," Jones said, via the team's website. "Everybody says that we want to run the ball and we want to stop the run, and certainly that's what we want to do. That's what great championship football teams do, and I know Coach Schottenheimer wants to do that. I think it's real important that we find in this hire a coach that's going to be outstanding in the run game area." The Cowboys had the sixth worst rushing offense in 2024 with a total of 1,705 yards. Rico Dowdle rushed for 1,079 of those yards. The team only scored 6 rushing touchdowns, which was the least amount in the NFL. The Cowboys also had 12 rushing fumbles, the second most in the league. Needless to say, it would benefit the Cowboys to improve their running game. It'll help once Deuce Vaughn is back to full health, as he missed a lot of the 2024 season. Dallas could be in the market for a new running back, too, after they released Ezekiel Elliott before the end of the season. Brian Schottenheimer's contract details are a slap in the face to Mike McCarthy. Brian Schottenheimer was introduced as the 10th head coach in the history of the Dallas Cowboys on Monday. Jerry and Stephen Jones predictably made a mockery of themselves and the team, but Schottenheimer saved the day with some truly impressive soundbites. Schottenheimer's money quote came thanks to team reporter Patrick Walker, who asked Schotty about potential changes he plans to make to the offense now that he'll be calling plays. Schottenheimer said he's a big believer in tempo, cut splits, shifts and motions to confuse defenses. He wants the offense to play more up-tempo and put Dak Prescott under center more and incorporate more play action. That is music to the ears of Cowboys fans. Mike McCarthy's offense saved the second half of the 2023 season was far too simplistic and predictable. It is understood that Schottenheimer, not McCarthy, was responsible for the tweaks during the bye week in 2023 that buoyed the offense to a strong finish. That might explain why the Cowboys gave Schottenheimer a handsome contract. Brian Schottenheimer's contract details with the Cowboys disrespect Mike McCarthy. According to Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, Schottenheimer got a 4-year contract. The details of Schottenheimer's salary have not been disclosed, but it stands to reason he is among the lowest-paid head coaches in the NFL, given he's never been a head coach before. However, the length of Schottenheimer's contract is the story here. It's understood that McCarthy wanted the security of a longer-term contract from Dallas. Related, Brian Schottenheimer hints at big change Cowboys fans begged for with Mike McCarthy. While McCarthy led the team to 3 straight 12-win seasons, the first time that's happened since the 1990s, he managed just 1 playoff win in 5 years on the job. McCarthy was brought in to get the Cowboys over the hump. He didn't get the job done. The Joneses' lasting memory of their team in the playoffs was getting demolished at home by the Packers, who were among the youngest teams in the league and had a quarterback in Jordan Love who was in the midst of his first year as a starter. While Dan Quinn deserved the biggest share of the blame pie, McCarthy's team was completely shell-shocked by the moment after failing down early. It is admittedly hard to justify Schottenheimer getting a 4-year contract given he has no track record as a head coach, but it would have been malpractice to force him to coach under the pressure of a 2-year deal after moving on from McCarthy. At the end of the day, his contract aligns with that of Dak Prescott, who signed a 4-year, $240 million extension in September and had a disappointing year in McCarthy's offense before his hamstring injury. Schotty and Prescott both think highly of each other. That is ultimately the most important relationship of this experiment, for lack of a better term. The success of the Schottenheimer era hinges on maximizing Prescott. Cowboys conduct OC interview with Cardinals' Klaton Adams. A second candidate has emerged for the Cowboys' offensive coordinator position. Cardinals offensive line coach Klaton Adams interviewed with Dallas yesterday, Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated reports. Even though this is the first one he has been connected to, or adds that Adams can be classified as a top candidate for the Cowboys' OC gig. He has yet to operate as a coordinator at the NFL level, although he does have experience as a co-OC dating back to his college tenure. For the past 2 years, Adams has held his current role in Arizona. The 41-year-old stock has benefited from his time with the Cardinals based on his success in guiding the team's ground game. Arizona ranked 4th and 7th, respectively, in terms of rushing yards across the past 2 years. The Cowboys could certainly stand to benefit in that department moving forward, so it will be interesting to see if this summit leads to a serious pursuit on the team's part. Dallas had previously been linked to Falcons tight ends coach Kevin Koger for the OC position. ESPN's Todd Archer notes his interview also took place recently as new head coach Brian Schottenheimer looks to fill out his first staff at the helm of the team. He handled offensive coordinator duties for each of the past 2 years, albeit in a non-play calling capacity. Schottenheimer will call plays in 2025 regardless of who his first OC hire winds up being. Dallas officially reunited with Matt Eberflus yesterday. The former Bears head coach will operate as the Cowboys' defensive coordinator during his second stint with the franchise. Nick Sorensen, meanwhile, was brought in to handle Dallas special teams shortly after it became clear he would not carry on with the 49ers moving forward. That leaves one coordinator vacancy to be filled in the near future, which could come in the form of a first OC stint for Adams. And are you a fan? What do you think of Clayton Adams' situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.